and they're relevant in their cities. Now, right now, we keep talking about the Giants and how can they become relevant in this market. You said they were the soul of the city.
I still think
soul of the
that.
city.
I still think
Well, here's Sabian on becoming relevant in the sports town.
Before I got here, this was a sports town, and now it's kind of on steroids because of the history of the teams and their dynasties. First, it was the A's 3 in a row, then the Oakland Raiders, then you had the 49er run, and you had the Warriors kind of concurrent with our situation. I always said that I don't know that anybody in the country really understood or appreciated Bay Area sports. Lord knows when I took over, we weren't very relevant. We had to change that. We really were going to make a conscientious effort to keep up with the Joneses, the other sports teams in the Bay.
So when Sabian basically took over the Giants, they weren't getting no more than 10 to 15,000 in Candlestick Park. We cared about the Giants. We watched the Giants, but they were not good. They were not competitive. And they became competitive. They did. And they became the talk of the town in the late 90s and the early 2000s, especially when that ballpark opened up. Everybody, you had to be at Oracle Park on a Friday night, had to be there on a Saturday night. You wanted to get there for a day game on a Sunday. You wanted to get there during the week. They were selling out every single night. And that's changed over the last 6-7 years after the World Series have worn off. Now it's tough to get folks to the ballpark. Post-pandemic, a lot of people are hurting with their money, right? Yep. Businesses are shut down. Downtown, we walk around downtown every day, Spadoni. How many vacant buildings do we see?
All the time.
All the time. So the money's not being brought in as it once was. But when they're humming, when the Giants are good, there is a different tone to the city. There's a different buzz. Now, they're the soul of the city. It all depends. Because the longest time, the Niners were the soul. And for the last decade, it's been the Golden State Warriors, Spadoni.
The Warriors just got here to San Francisco. I know they were started here. They went back, and now they went. And I know they're the soul. They're the Bays team, so it's a little different because you got Oakland, San Francisco, South Bay, all rooting for them, so it's a little different. But just talking to the city of San Francisco, the fact that the Niners, and I know, and I'm not here to dump on Levi Stadium or anything like that, but it is in Santa Clara. It's not in San Francisco, and I think that matters to guys like you, right. Guys like Shasky, who grew up, were born and bred in this city. There's a sense of pride going into your city and watching your team play. And I see that stadium every time I drive past or on the Bay Bridge, I should say, heading into the city, or when you're leaving it and you see it in your rearview mirror. There is just something special about it when the team is playing well. And I don't think, it's resonating right now because they just don't have a player you care about.
There's no connection.
There's no connection right now.
No connection.
You talk about the city connects. Like there is no city connect. It's funny that that's a thing because you're trying to connect with the city right now.
Right.
How did they do that? Again, the secret sauce, as he mentioned. You need to get guys like Kyle Harrison and keep him. If he keeps developing and becomes that guy, you keep him. Logan Webb, he's the guy right now. He is, I think, fan bases can cling on to a guy like a Logan Webb. He's not the most outspoken guy. He's not, but you know what? We like him because you know what? He showed up in big moments and big games for us.
The Giants, in the way they've run business, they seem like they've lost a connection because when we think about these players, Jung-Hoo Lee, Kyle Harrison, we know they're going to be here for a while, Logan Webb, but who else? You got to have all these players who may be here for 1 or 2 years. How can you connect with those players when they're not signed long-term? You need long-term viability. You need long-term options here with the Giants to connect back with the city and to get some of that soul back because right now, to me, Spadoni, that soul is lost when it comes to the Giants. And they're trying to regain it. They're trying. I see the effort. But you need a connection here.